What's up guys? In this video we are going to talk about the German Freelance Artist Visa. So right off the bat, if you are not interested in obtaining the Freelance Artist Visa, this video is not for you. However, if you are in the process of applying for it, I think that this might be able to help you. I wanted to make this video because I recently got the Freelance Artist Visa, but during my research online, there were a few things that I didn't find that would have been helpful during the application. So I wanted to make this video just to sort of create a checklist and to help you guys, if you have any questions or comments, obtain this visa, because it's the first step towards residency, which is really cool and allows you to stay here in Europe running your own small business. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right guys, so the first thing you want to have is the application for a national visa form. This can be found easily online. However, I am going to link the form in the description. It's a PDF and you probably filled it out for whatever visa you're currently on. It tends to be sort of an overall general application form, but you definitely need this as part of your package. Number 2 is international travel insurance. It's really important for Deutschland that you are covered with your own health insurance. You don't want to be a hindrance to the system by being hurt and having to go to the hospital and German taxpayers paying for that. So it's really important that you have international coverage, and that should probably come from a German company. So with me being Canadian, Alliance was the company that I contacted in Toronto, and they are actually based in Germany but have a branch in Canada. So I was able to get myself insured through Alliance, and yeah, that worked out perfectly. Another good tip that I didn't find online with my initial research was to get travel insurance for the year that you want to get the artist visa. So if you're applying for the freelance artist visa for 2017 or 2018, try and buy insurance that at least covers you for 12 months into the period that you hope to be covered by the visa. Even if it's a bit of a risk that you might not get the visa and then you've insured yourself for nothing really, I think you can get a refund on the insurance, but it's good to show that foresight when you're applying. So you sort of tell the German government that, hey, you know, I've already purchased this insurance and I've covered myself for the next 12 months or 18 months. And yeah, I think that they'll probably appreciate that. A letter of motivation, really good. Try to keep it on one page, really distinct, to the point. Why do you want to get this freelance artist visa and how will it benefit you in the future? And yeah, that's sort of like your mission statement or your cover letter. Why it is important for you to obtain this visa and how you want to contribute to the society through having that. Right after the letter of motivation is nice to have a letter of support. So for me, for instance, I got my girlfriend to be the letter of support, explaining that me staying here on a freelance work visa allows me to get to know her family, to understand more about the culture, to understand more about the traditions, to learn the language, etc., etc. I think it's important to have somebody who's close to you to do this, either a colleague or a family member or your significant other or somebody, I don't know, that's really important to you, and preferably them being German would be a really, really good thing. Next up is the small business registration and finances. So if you're already running a freelance business in Germany, it's really good to get that business registered. I did that through an accountant, and you want to make sure that there's somebody sort of at least looking at your finances to make sure that it fits with the German system. Even if you're a very small business and you haven't hit that threshold to start paying taxes, you still want somebody to be able to help you manage that information. And when you do hit that threshold, to help you file your taxes, get a return, etc., etc. More finance stuff, you want to prove a certain amount of savings. So the best way to do that is to get a German bank account. If you don't have one already, it is necessary. You need a German bank account to go through with this application. So you want to take a screenshot of your bank statement or print out one of the PDFs that they send you every month, and you need to show how much money you have in that account. The German authorities want to know that you have at least, I'd say, a minimum of 2,000 euros in your account accessible. And then it doesn't hurt to have an international account on top of that. So for me, I have a CIBC account in Canada that is still active and it has some savings in it. So I took a screenshot of that statement and added that to my application, saying that even if my Sparkasse German account, gets pretty low, I've still got this 2,500 Canadian dollars or whatever that I can rely on if need be. Another thing on the financials, which was going to be a bit further down on my list, but I might as well add it now, is a profit and loss statement for your small business. So if you have been running a freelance business for the last 6 months or 8 months or something, you want to be able to show how much money you've made and how much money you've spent. Then to get more into detail, you can actually create an expenses list and just supports your application even more. It shows whoever's processing your application that you keep track of all of your daily expenses, and those add up to be your profit and loss, etc. And if you're showing that you're gaining more than you're losing, obviously that's beneficial to obtaining the work visa and staying in Germany. So stepping away from finances, you need to prove a couple simple things in Deutschland. One of them is that you already have a registered residency. So if you've been here for a year on like a youth mobility visa or some other visa, you probably have a registered address. You want to prove that address. And you also want to be applying for this visa in the immigration office that manages that address. So wherever it is, make sure you find the immigration office in that area, and you want to add proof of that address. You also want to have a copy of your current passport. You want to have a copy of your current visa in there. I think it's good to add a small business portfolio to show, what you've done in the past, what your services are, anything that might be relevant for the person processing your visa. If they want to know more about your business, give it to them. Show them sort of what it is that you do and how you go about doing it. Make it colorful, make it look nice. Have photographs, like different fonts, whatever, it's your portfolio. Make it look cool. On top of that, you want to have letters of reference. Now, this is really important. When I got my visa, they said that because I had strong references, that was a huge plus to the application. So you want to have as many positive references as possible. Past employers are key. These aren't like personal references. This is professional references. So people that you've worked with, people that you currently are working with, anybody who's associated with your business, a subcontractor or somebody that you've done a job with, a partnership, etc. Make yourself shine. You can draft it up for them or they can write it for you. Make sure that they sign it. Make sure it's got a logo on it. Make it look super, super professional. A date is always good as well. So, a typical reference letter. After the references, I think it's really important to show future contracts. So jobs that you are going to get or relationships with employers that are going to hire you again or on a certain date in the future. This is proving to the person who's processing your account that you are going to be able to get more work. All right. And then even if they tell you how much they're going to pay you, that's really good as well. So for example, I've got a contract coming up where I'm going to shoot 100 photos and make 2 videos. I'm going to get paid 1,500 euros for that or more. And if that person who's hiring me can guarantee that in a set contract and sign it and date it, add that to your application. It's going to be super, super valuable. Sorry about the background noise. I think somebody's cutting down a tree or a hedge or something like that. All right, so after the contracts, you want to have simple stuff like passport photos, whatever's on the national visa form that they ask you to add, obviously, but yeah, pretty simple to add that. And you want to do this, guys. It's important to apply at least 2 months before your current visa expires. At least. Most people say 3 months. And it took just under 8 weeks to get this current freelance artist visa. So I would highly, highly suggest that you put in this full application package to the immigration within your area at least 2 months before your current visa expires. Now, something that I didn't realize when I was applying for the freelance artist visa is that I believe it's the first step towards permanent residency. So when I did get the visa a couple weeks ago, they said that I've got 1 year as a temporary resident in Germany. And then when that year is up, I can come back and apply again for the same visa, which will allow me 2 more additional years. And those 2 additional years is the second step towards permanent residency in Deutschland. And if I get those 2 years after this year is up, then I can reapply for permanent residency, and I'm allowed to stay here for the rest of my life if I want. And that is fantastic. I was not expecting that. I thought that the freelance artist visa was going to be like a 1 to 3 year thing, but they've given me 1 year as a temporary residence with the freelance artist visa to run my own small business. I hope that this has helped you. If you have any comments or questions, please just throw them down below and I will do my best to get back at you. But I got the freelance artist visa just 2 weeks ago. I'm super happy about it. It's really going to be an amazing year again here in Deutschland. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope that it's helped you sort of check off those things and put together the strongest application you can. And yeah, send it in, make it look like a university paper, just make it look awesome, super professional, super crisp, super clean, and you're sure to get the visa. So yeah, good luck. I hope that you do it. Good luck with your small business, and yeah, thanks for watching. All right, guys, switch to the GoPro, and it is time to go fly. All right, and that is the sunset from day